They say that when realms came into being, so too did dragons. Before the first plant could even take root, and the first creature to have squirmed out of the dirt, there were already dragons. These primordial creatures embodied the realm they came from by displaying it through their traits and characteristics. Nobody is certain whether the dragons change along the realm, or if it's them that cause it to change. Perhaps both, as eventually realms will give rise to sentient creatures that will harmonize with their dragons and further the growth of a realm. Take the realm of the elves, for example, a realm that is abundant in mana and magical creatures. The dragons, much like the elves in the realm, are talented at casting magic. These dragons are elegant and refined. Their movement comes with grace, and their appearance exudes a mystical charm. The elves, while not having as much mana as their dragons, are intelligent and innovative when it comes to developing new spells. Thus they fully utilize their dragon's large mana reserves to concoct numerous destructive spells for the dragons to use, allowing the spell to multiply its potential. After all, if an elf can summon a lightning bolt, then their dragons can easily cast a thunderstorm. The devastation the elves are capable of has brought ruin to many a lesser realms, lamenting their position as one of the greater realms. In the realm of the dwarves, the mana isn't as free-flowing as in the realm of the elves, but is instead concentrated in the earth. The land of the dwarves are littered with crystallized mana, which ancient dragons used to consume for power. These rotund dragons were as greedy and avaricious as they were slothful. They hoarded crystals and other treasures to display their power. But when the dwarves came to be, they instead used the crystals for enchantments. The dwarves enchanted their tools, weapons, armor, and even their dragons. They filled their dragons with as many enchantments as their fat, round bodies could possibly hold, to the point that their scales were even removed, just so the dwarves could carve the runes into their flesh, thus imbuing the dragons with improved strength, resilience, and speed. These enchantments allowed the dragons of the dwarves to hold their own, even in a duel against the dragons of the elves. The realm from which the orcs hail is much like the realm of the elves. What differs is that the mana present in their realm is crude. It couldn't be used for complex magic, let alone enchantments, but instead gave the inhabitants raw power in the form of physical strength. This meant that the orcs had unrivaled physical prowess among the other sentients, as their hulking mass could just as easily rival the enchantments of the dwarves and the power of the elves. Their dragons are towering behemoths, with hides as strong as stone, and an earth-shattering strength. These drakes are as fearless and warlike as their orc companions. Unfortunately, they are just as merciless in their ways, laying waste to those who catch their ire without any hesitation. Indeed, countless lesser realms have fallen victim to the greater realms. Those unfortunate enough to have been discovered by a great realm first would have their fate sealed in one way or another. Those who were hidden until they figured out how to travel between realms may find themselves torn between joining an alliance, thus lose their freedom, or face destruction alone. Their limited options can't be helped due to the stature of their realm, as only those with power have the freedom to do what they want. The compatibility of the dragons and the mortals within a realm usually determines how strong a realm will become. That is, with one exception: humanity. Humanity has no dragons. Or they had, but they've ceased existing, and nobody is certain why. The fact that the human realm is so deprived of mana that it is almost impossible to travel in and out of the realm doesn't help uncover the mystery. The realm was only accessible during those rare instances when the little mana the realm had accumulated was enough to open gates. The first recorded contact with the human realm was born out of such an event, allowing an ancient race from a lesser realm to catalogue their existence. Their records told of a realm that has yet to birth a sentient mortal race. However, it was home to an abundance of diverse but weak dragons. Their flames were warm and their scales were soft compared to the others. They had claws but were considered dull, while their teeth were blunt. They were so weak that a skilled mortal from a great realm could take them down alone. The only thing remarkable about humanity's dragons is their diversity. They had common reptilian dragons practically in every biome. Some had 4 legs with a set of wings, while wingless drakes, bulkier dragons yet, were grounded, also roamed the lands. Wyverns with bat-like wings that were optimized for flight ruled the blue skies, while serpentine dragons with long slender bodies that were fast and agile slithered and crawled in the shadows. They even had sea serpents, fearsome beasts that called the raging seas their home. It was only 100 millennia later when the human realm was rediscovered by a dwarf raid. Humanity has already established itself as the realm's sentient mortals during this time, yet they were still a fledgling species when their realm was plundered by the dwarves. The dwarves noted the lack of cooperation between the humans and their dragons, as their raid hadn't faced any combined human and dragon forces. The primitive human tribes and the dragons fought separately against them with much futility. For every dwarf dragon that fell, 100 human dragons were killed. Eventually, the human realm was deemed worthless to the dwarves, and thus they left, lest they be trapped when the realm closed off again. A few millennia later, the human realm opened up once more, which allowed a small orc warband to ravage the human realm. Humanity at this time was said to have built great civilizations and had advanced their smithing skills enough to be able to create tools, weapons and armor out of a yellowish-brown metal. Their new equipment helped them fare better against the orcs than they did against the dwarves. Had they only utilized their dragons at this time, then they might have actually driven the warband through numbers alone. Yet the dragons and humans still fought on separate fronts at this time, ultimately causing countless civilizations to collapse, before the gates waned and closed the realm once more. A minor opening to the human realm around 800 years ago allowed a quick expedition conducted by the elves. During this time, they have discovered human civilizations even greater than the orcs had destroyed. There were cities that rivaled the cities in Elf Realm, at least in size. The elves were puzzled, however, when they discovered that the cities were only inhabited by humans. Elf cities dedicated half of their space for their dragons. It was hard for them to comprehend the scale of the cities that humans built only for themselves. The dragons that they did find were isolated and scattered all over the realm, hiding in caves, mountaintops, or the deep sea. There were so few of them that the elves harbored doubt whether they were even in the same realm that the dwarves and orcs visited before. The elves wanted to figure out why their numbers are dwindling. The incursions caused by the dwarves and orcs shouldn't have been enough to cause such a decline, and even then it has been so long that their population should have healed. The elves wanted to further investigate, however they were pressed for time, as the realm closed once again. Humanity has no dragons, is what everyone learned when their realm reopened once again, this time permanently. Something changed in the past 2 centuries that slowly stabilized the realm. The lesser realms pitied humanity, while the greater realms laughed and turned domineering. They don't need dragons, is what everyone found out the moment the armies from greater realms stepped out of their portals. Humanity bathed them in massive firestorms that not even the strongest elf dragon could conjure. Humanity has steel birds flying at insane speeds that even if a dwarf dragon is filled with speed enchantments, they still won't be able to achieve a fraction of their speed. Yet humanity's birds weren't just fast. They also rained down death and carnage, along with their thunderous buzzing roars. The impenetrable hides of the orc dragons were brutally and rather efficiently cracked by human land beasts. A single loud thumping howl from these crawling beasts could cripple even an elder orc dragon if it hit at a limb. Humanity single-handedly wiped out all their invaders, causing the human realm to artificially close once again, as nobody else dared to open a portal to the realm. But it is only a matter of time before the humans learn how to get out of their realm themselves.